What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be going over a mindset. Like the mindset you need to have if you plan on joining the military. Either branch, any branch you choose, or any like MOS or job or path you choose. I just want to go over like the mindset, and the way you should carry yourself, while in the military. So when you first get in the military, people don't tell you that the military, like the lifestyle is like some places are fast paced, and sometimes like you can like delay your progression, or you could like kind of like get lost in like doing work instead of like focusing on yourself. So what I recommend, for anybody that's coming to the military or that's in the military and feel like they're stuck, have like get a notebook and write down a list of everything you want to do in the Army, whether it's schools, certain job positions, certain places to travel. Just write down a list of everything you want to do. Like, don't rely. So my belief is I don't need a mentor, but every now and then I reach out to somebody for advice. So people get caught up with the term mentors. Mentors, yeah, some mentors are good, and they're like, if people don't have like that drive in themselves, a mentor, yeah, it'll put them in the right direction. But don't get too fascinated and like locked in on a mentor, because you have to think about it. Sometimes a mentor don't want to do the same stuff you do, or their advice may not be like for you or like interest you. So make sure you have like somebody that you can get advice from, but don't like rely on them as like a mentor in a way. So for example, write down schools of everything you want to do, as airborne, air assault, pathfinder, ranger, special forces. Go to Italy, go to Germany, go to Hawaii. Be a first sergeant, be a commander, be a general. Like, just write down your goals in life that you want to do, in the military you want to do. Because as you progress through the years in the military, that time is gonna fly by, and then it may be too late for you. You may get like 30, 35 years old and like, oh man, I wanted to go airborne, or I want to go ranger, and I never got a chance. And now I'm like, I'm broken and I'm old and stuff. So, make sure you have lists and goals of what you want to do. Now, what I advise is, on them lists and goals that you want to do, that ties into like asking somebody that experienced what you want to do, and like pick their brains. So for me, example, I want to go to ranger school, so I'm always picking like people that I see go to ranger school, and like ideas of how I should go about it, how I should prepare myself for it, what I need to do building up to going, stuff like that. So have goals and like get advice about how to reach them through people that experience already. Like, don't get complacent. That's another thing. Don't get complacent in the military, because you can. It's very easy to get complacent, because you're gonna be around people that don't have the same drive that you want to do. Like, that's where you gotta be different in a way. Like, do your own thing. Like, grind differently, or like act differently, conduct yourself differently, so you can like reach your goals that you want to do. Next, always think about what you're doing right now. How can it relate to the outside? So a lot of things that you do in the military, well, not a lot of things, but some things you do in the military, it won't relate. It's not marketable on the outside. Like, for example, I'm airborne and I'm air assault. So being airborne, air assault, that don't relate to the outside. And then I'm like, if I put on my resume, I'm like, okay, congrats, she's airborne, air assault. That doesn't relate to like a job skill. But that's something personal I want to do while I was in the military, and I did it. So get like certain jobs, like MOSs, certain schools. Like, for example, jobs like Intel and like cyber or signal. Those are very marketable on the outside. Also get like schools like for example, it's logistics schools that they have that goes over contracts and stuff. Like, get schools that make you like stand out, that civilians can understand what you did in the military and not just military personnel. So make sure you set yourself up for the outside. So many people get caught up with like the whole stuff, and then like when it's time for them to retire, or they get med boarded or chapter out, they're kind of like stuck, because like they don't have any job skills for the outside. In the military, they look high speed and they look squared away, but on the outside they're not marketable because they didn't put that time in, and plan their military service out. So make sure you have jobs and you have marketability assets for when you exit the military. Also, make sure you network. A lot of people don't network, and I think that's the biggest thing with people in the military. They don't network. They feel like, oh, I can do it myself, or oh, my squad leader or my NCO or my first sergeant, sergeant major, or my commander, like whatever they say, is what it is. No, you want to network with different people, because different people have different goals in life. So that's where I go back, ties into the advice. So like a lot of people have different goals in the military. So if you network or be like, I won't want to say friends, you be like cordial and you do right by them as far as like, being genuine, being authentic, they can look out for you in the long run. You never know. So make sure you network. Network is a huge thing, because like, as the saying goes in the military, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Because like what you know, it'll get you in certain doors, but who you know will get you in even more doors. So make sure you network. Don't just be don't be that guy that's like, well driven, goal driven, but they just stay to themselves. Because I won't say you need somebody, but you would need somebody eventually, to help you out or give you advice on something else in the military. So just make sure you have that hunger and that drive. And then lastly, what I want to go over is, if you enlisted in the military, most likely you'll come in as a, basically like a E4, E3, a private specialist, an NCO, whatever. So you don't have to stay an NCO like the whole time. Like a lot of people, I'm a staff sergeant right now, and a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm gonna be an NCO because they're the backbone in the army. It's not wrong with being an NCO, but if you wanna like expand your your capabilities and leadership, like try something different, like warrant officer or being an officer. Like it's nothing wrong with that. People, I don't understand why people feel like being an officer or going warrant officer is a bad thing. It's not. Like, yeah, you have higher positions and they say it's political, but the enlisted NCO Corps is political as well. So don't listen to people that say like you try to knock you down. Like, if I'm gonna go warrant or officer, don't listen to people say, nah, don't do that, don't do that. So like, if that's your goal, do it. Like, if you wanna go Ranger, do it. If you wanna go Air Assault Airborne, do it. Like my point being is, like, once you write down a goal, like I mentioned, the advice you get should be positive advice, not negative advice. Like if you ask somebody, hey, how do I go about going to airborne school? And that person says, oh, I wouldn't go to airborne school, and say bad things about it, then don't listen to them, because they being negative about your goal that you want to do. So make sure you just stay with your stuff, like stay with your goals and your mindset, and just be driven and knock that out. So I just want to come on here and make a video about mindset you should have while in the military to help you progress, and be marketable on the outside. I hope you enjoyed. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be dropping more videos.